Hey, I hope you're having an amazing day and also Happy New Year. I hope that the start of 2021 is going well for you. Today, I thought I would talk about positivity and staying positive in lockdown. Obviously, even though we are into a new year, unfortunately, we're still in lockdown or in tier 4, or a lot of us are, and so it can be really difficult to stay positive and keep ourselves happy during this time because it's just not ideal and none of us want this. But yeah, I guess it's important to try and stay positive because it will help us get through this together. So I thought I'd share my personal tips and personal strategies that I've been using to stay positive throughout this whole thing. Before I get started, if this sort of content interests you, I upload it every Sunday, and I also am going to be uploading university medical school content on Thursdays. So if any of that interests you, go ahead and subscribe. And now let's just get into the video. Just a quick reminder, all of this is obviously from personal experience. I'm no expert in this, but I generally try very hard to remain positive in tough situations. So yeah, I thought I'd just share it in case it helps someone. So my first thing that I do, and I guess my first tip, is every day I try and find things that I am positive about or that I'm grateful for. So in my journal, so I've got a bullet journal which has featured in videos before, I always write down my top 3 things that I'm feeling grateful for or my top 3 things that I'm feeling happy about. It depends what mood I'm in, and it can literally be anything. Like today I wrote that I'm happy because the sun is shining outside, and yeah, that always makes me happy. So it can be the smallest thing or it can be a really big thing. It can be that you did really well at work or at uni, anything like that. It's just a nice start to the day, and it reminds you that you do have something to be happy about or that you do have something to be grateful for. Finding things to be happy or grateful for kind of leads me on to my second point, and that is, for me personally, I try not to think about the negatives. Now, when I say I try not to think about the negatives, I'm being specific to lockdown and being in tier 4 and the pandemic and things like that. And the reason I try not to think about it is because for me personally, it never works. I'll think about one thing that's upsetting me, like for example, not being able to see someone, and then I will spiral into a whole escalation of sad thoughts, and it just builds and builds and builds and just makes me really sad, and it's not productive. It just makes me feel bad and nothing else. In terms of that negative, it is okay for me not to think about it because it's not in my control. So I'll stress that it's helpful to not think of negatives that aren't in your control. If something's out of your control and you can't do anything to change it, it's probably not worth thinking about. So yeah, a negative that's not in my control, I try not to think about it because I can't do anything about it. That would be my second tip, and it's genuinely really helped. I've stopped thinking about what I can't do because of the virus, because I can't do anything to change that, and instead I've worked on focusing on positives because that is something I can control. Having said that, it is extremely important to allow yourself to feel sad as well. So I guess that's my third tip / strategy to staying positive. If it's just not a good day, I try not to let my thoughts escalate, but sometimes I'm just not feeling it because it is a difficult situation. And in general, even without this situation, we all have bad days. So yeah, you have to allow them to happen. And when they do happen, you need to give yourself the top-notch level of self-care that you possibly can because you deserve it. And yeah, you should treat yourself. That's literally my phrase. Treat yourself always. And when you are in that mood, just remember that tomorrow's a new day. So taking the day off is not the end of the world. It's for your own good. So yeah, I love that tip. It's probably my favorite one. So next up on this little list, something that's really helped me stay positive in lockdown is finding new hobbies and continuing with old hobbies that I love. So my bullet journal, I started one 4 or 5 years ago, but I never carried on, and lockdown gave me the opportunity to do that again, and that's been fun. And I've also just literally recently, when this tier 4 announcement happened, I've started dancing again. Obviously I can't really dance at home, but I've been doing like feet strengthening exercises, and I'm gonna try and get back onto point in ballet. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's a distraction and it makes me happy, so it's a win-win. And obviously in terms of finding a new hobby, I've started my YouTube channel and I'm really enjoying that too. So I would definitely recommend finding a distraction and a hobby that you really enjoy doing, and try and give yourself some time each day to do that. Like, it could be reading and you could give yourself 30 minutes for that. It could be exercise, it could be like online classes of something, literally anything. It will give you a reason to like keep going, to do the day, and that hobby could literally be one of the things that you're happy about every day, which is awesome. My final tip in terms of remaining positive during lockdown is to stay connected with others. I feel like the reason I'm personally finding lockdown so hard is because I love people. Like, I love going out, I love seeing my friends, all of that kind of thing. So it's really difficult to be quite alone, but you don't have to be alone because we've got our phones, we've got the internet, and it's great. Like, we can stay connected. So yeah, my final tip, stay connected. If you are lucky enough to not be living by yourself at the moment, which I am, stay connected with those in your household. Like, spend time together, maybe do an activity weekly or even every other day to take your mind off other things. If you are on your own, like, make sure you video call people, text people. If your friends aren't being there for you, just message me on Instagram. I'm always up for a chat. But yeah, stay connected with people because I think it really helps, because everyone is going through the same thing right now. So I think everyone will appreciate a chat, to be honest. I think to end this, I'll say my key message about lockdown positivity. So for me, I think what has turned this hard situation into a huge positive is that I've used this time to focus on myself, and I haven't had this sort of time to focus on myself before. Like, before lockdown, it was school, sixth form, A-levels, uni exams. Like, there was never a moment to stop. So to be honest, in terms of lockdown, I was quite grateful that I had a minute to stop, think about myself, realize what it is that I want to do, and all sorts of things like that, and also realize what things I really truly enjoy and the people who are truly important to me. So I think the biggest thing about lockdown positivity is turning it into a positive thing for yourself. Because yeah, it's not ideal. I don't think anyone really wants it, but it's here, so we might as well make use of it, is what I'm saying. So I think that when I realized that was the biggest change for me, and it just turned into a good time where I've been focusing on myself and doing things that I enjoy. So yeah, I hope you can do the same. I promise you've got this. You can definitely get through it, and we're all gonna come out the other side better. So yeah, if you are struggling, or if you are lonely, or if you want a chat, then like I said, feel free to message me because I love a good chat. I really hope that this video has interested you or helped you in some way. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I'm open to your suggestions of what you've been doing to stay positive over lockdown, because I always love suggestions like that. I think that's all I have to say on this. I will see you on Thursday with university stuff, and next Sunday with more general life positivity stuff. Please hit subscribe if you want to see all that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.